Welcome to Ready Set RC, and today we have the Losi Hammer Ray. Losi is calling this a 1/10 scale RC, but when we take this out of the box, you guys will clearly see it's not 1/10 scale. Backstory behind this: at this current time of the video, this vehicle is currently discontinued by Horizon Hobby. A buddy of mine, Randy, I drove his vehicle about March of 2024. And I liked it. It is a little tippy, and I knew that, but you have to drive the truck. You can't expect it to perform like everything else that you have out there. And I enjoyed that functionality of the buggy. Fast forward to December of 2024, I started really getting into rock buggy. As you guys know at this point, picking up the RC 4-wheel drive Miller Sport and then picking up the Vanquish H10 Optic. Felt like this was the next thing to get. Fortunately for me, Randy had a second one. Yes, he had two. And I purchased this from him. And we're just gonna do a quick overview of the vehicle. Now I've already opened the box to see what it was all about. And I'm already impressed. But as I told you guys, it's a big boy. I'm gonna do this off camera, bring you guys back in when it's all pretty and outside of the box. You get the owner's manual, a decal, 4 AA's for the controller. I gotta see what these pieces are, this plastic piece here, and there are some metal pieces in there. I need to see what those are and figure that part of it out. And then you get the DX3 transmitter. And this is a 3-channel transmitter with your smart battery level on the side, steering reverse, throttle reverse, your throttle limiter, which is going to be your 50, 75, and 100, has the power LED. Power button is right here on the back side. And then over here, since this vehicle has AVC, you have AVC steering rate right here, the brake rate, steering trim, throttle trim, bind button, and the 3rd channel down below. On this vehicle, I don't think you're going to need the 3rd channel. Your 4 AA's go on the bottom of the transmitter, has a foam steering wheel, is pretty firm, and the throttle. If you're looking to do any form of telemetry, you can mount the telemetry module right here. There's a compartment door that opens up, and then there's an input to plug in the Bluetooth module, and that allows you to get telemetry on your phone from the RC. But that's all you get in the box. This thing is a mammoth, guys. I'd have to say it has to be closer to 1/8 scale than anything else. So as I stated before, this is based on the Casey Curry 1-to-1 vehicle. It is a independent front suspension IFS with a solid rear axle. These wheels that it's running is a licensed KMC Machete wheels, and it's wrapped with Nitto Trail Grappler tires. Now this RC came in 2 different colors. You had the black and red that you're seeing here today, and there also was a green, white, and gray version. Both of them had the same electronics. Now to my knowledge, the Hammer Ray was a replacement to the Rock Ray. And for you guys who weren't familiar with the Rock Ray, it was a rock buggy style vehicle. Same thing in regards to independent front suspension, solid rear axle. Depending on which one you went with, if you went with a 1/6 scale one, it was definitely wider than this vehicle, but then they had a 1/10 scale version, and it clearly wasn't as long as this vehicle. This vehicle has a lot of LEDs going on. So you have an LED light bar in the front, the LED headlights, and an LED light bar up in the front. There are no LEDs in the rear from what I can see. Coil over oil filled, screw down adjustable shocks. They appear to have a metal shock cap, and looks like there's a few adjustments for the shock positions, upper and lower, on this vehicle. Camber and toe is fixed, but I'm pretty sure you can get links for this to adjust it. The knuckles are all composite, has a faux brake wheel in there. The drive shafts in the front are telescopic and they are composite. We have a sway bar going on in the front. For the cage on this system, it's a tube style cage. To work on this, I will admit, guys, these scale vehicles are not easy. You will have to remove some panels to get into this. As for these wheels and tires, the foams feel very firm. The tires are glued on, so there is no smaller diameter in the front and a larger diameter in the rear like you would see on a short course truck or even the Baja Ray. Underneath, we're looking at a metal chassis, and this cutout that you're seeing right here, this is actually a drop-down for the motor. So if you're ever looking to do work on the motor or changing the gearing on the motor, you have an easy drop down to get to access it. Coming off the rear, you have a composite drive shaft, but it looks like the yokes are metal. So on the rear, we have composite trailing arms, but attached to them, we have a functioning sway bar, oil-filled coilover, composite shocks with a aluminum shock cap, and then we have a secondary shock on the system. Upper links in the rear are composite, and then we have a faux sway bar on the rear. This is a functioning spare tire, a lot of molded scale bits, so we have the extinguishers, a fan. From the rear, you can see the ESC and the receiver. You can see it has a lot of travel. Let me see if there's a way I can show you guys. So right here is where the power switch is mounted. Easy access to this rear drive shaft is composite. For electronics, we're looking at 130 amp ESC, and that's paired up with 3150 kV brushless motor. And the servo on there is the Spectrum 614S servo. We've seen this same servo in the axial rift. But what's up next for the Hammer Ray? Since I'm late to the party, guys, and I've driven one of these box stock before, I know exactly what I want to do to this. The next few videos that you'll see of this truck is going to be parts that I get to install. Now that may take some time. I got some other RCs that are in the queue ahead of this vehicle, but I will slowly start to acquire all of the parts that I need to go ahead and install on this RC. But we're going to leave it here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram for the latest posts of the channel. This is Ready Set RC, signing out. Thanks again, guys.